Hello there.
We've started a live video.
Hello. Hello. Oh, I got Justin Locklear's in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hello. I'm waving. Oh, my skin looks so good. You're welcome.
Oh, video artist Elena Alspector.
Oh, yes. Come on, video artist.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Oh, I just broke my back for that attitude, so
Colby is okay. Don't worry.
What is up, y'all? How is everyone doing on this fine morning?
Is it point shoe day?
It's point shoe day. I hope everyone has their point shoes. We're gonna eat topaz for breakfast. If you don't have your point shoes, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, good morning. Just gonna give everybody a couple more minutes to come in, Hope everyone's having a good morning. You can put compliments about us in the chat.
Colby and I decided to match today.
Yeah, we're matching.
Unintentionally matching. Hope you guys are also wearing your neutrals and greens.
If you're not, it's okay. You're just not cool. Ah!
Just kidding, you're very cool. Hi.
Hi. Okay. We'll get started. Get ready, because it's gonna be good today.
Warm-up time.
Warming up time. Let's just start with a gentle little bounce in the knees. You can be with this tempo, or if you want to slow down a little bit, that's fine. Just gentle bend in the knees, dropping the pelvis, picking it back up. You can try through your feet if you want. It's really for the joints and the legs. Let the shoulders be soft. Let the head and neck sort of bob around on top. And pull the right knee up. Push it back down. Ooh, left knee up and back down. Really rolling through the feet as they leave and come back in contact with the floor. This is for our hip crease here. Ooh. Same thing, we'll do this in like a turned out position. And stepping our way into like a second position. And just finding a little rest in this plie. Right, if you don't want to plie, don't plie, don't do it. This again is for your hip creases, so find little forward folds and wiggles, little bends. Again for the knees and the ankles. You can twist the pelvis, twist the ribs and shoulders if you want. Ooh. Ooh. And here we'll take both arms up. Reach over, find a big forward fold, and bend the knees once the hands touch the floor. And straighten the legs, look through your legs. Bend the knees, take the eyes forward. And straighten the legs, take the eyes through the legs. Bend the knees, snake the head forward. Snake all the way up. Taking the chin to the chest, rolling back through that spine, rolling down, head forward. Ooh, yeah. And bend the knees here, snake the head forward, starting with the eyes up towards the ceiling, snaking the head back, chin to chest, roll down. Feeling that contraction as we reach the top of the head forward. Ooh, my back is broken. Just kidding, I'm okay. While you're here, open the chest to the right side, letting the right hand go towards the ceiling. And spiral back down. Find the other side. Left fingertips towards the sky. Shoulders open. And back down. One more time to the right. Opening to the right. You can roll the wrists out here if you want. Back down. And to the left. Drop the back of the pelvis, roll up. Ooh. Take a moment here, wiggle your head. So we're standing on 2 feet underneath our hips. This could be a rolling or a wiggling or a shaking. Continue this shake or wiggle at the shoulders and into the arms and into the wrists and fingertips. And we'll start a gentle swing front and back with the hands and the arms. Front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. Incorporate the legs, so I'm swinging right leg front, back, front, back, front, back. Woo. We got balance on Saturday morning, okay? And pause that swing forward with the knee into the chest. Ooh. You can take a little bend on your standing leg here if you want. And open the knee up to the side. Pull the knee down. Take the foot back. Stretch the quad. Knees together. Ooh, yeah. And release the leg and back to our swing. You can incorporate a plie here. You can add a releve if you wanted. You know, you're really fancy on your ankles, you can come up, plie, and up, and down. You don't have to, but you can. And add the left leg or whatever leg you didn't just swing. Lift, throw, and a lift. Next swing, keep the knee into your chest. And open that knee up to the side. Ah! Ah! That's me falling. And take the knee down, grab the top of the foot or the ankle, stretch the quad. Back to our swing. Now we'll start stepping side to side in our swing. Starting to go through a little bit deeper of a second, getting more of a plie, and starting to lift the opposite leg once we get where we're going. If you want to, you can lift and balance. Lift and balance. Woo. Take the knee into the chest. Take the knee into a passe. Take the leg into, something fancy. I don't know. And just take the next 30 seconds to find your little side to side. Could incorporate balancing, picking the leg up. Doesn't have to. Whatever feels good to you this morning, finding that nice juicy plie. Maybe you stay here in the second, you just rock side to side. That's fine. About 15 more seconds for our side to side. And slowly let the feet come in, back to our first position. Feet right underneath our hips. And I'm going to keep this side-to-side motion, picking up the right foot and the left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Then my knees get a little bit higher. And then I'll flick the foot out, flick the foot out. Little kick. Come on. Chorus line, this is what they do, right? I was that musical once, but I deleted it all from my memory. It was very hard. Now I'll flick the feet to the side. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I'm just like lazily letting the bones flail. Into the back. This one's hard. Flip. It's like you're a teenager and your mom told you to close your door, so you're just gonna kick it because that's what teenagers do. I don't know. I also deleted being a teenager from my mind. Coming back to the side. And I'm gonna add the arms. Body half flick. 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 And then take your little body half flicks. Flick the right side, left side. You go front, side, back, diagonal. Just flicking all the right side, then the left side, and the right side, and the left side. Boom. And now we'll switch to cross lateral. So right arm, left leg, right arm. Oh, I went body half again. They can go away from each other. So I'm doing these little diagonals. This feels like jazzercise. Or we can go towards each other, cross, cross, cross. I can do the same thing theoretically to the back. I'm telling my body to go to the back, and it's, there it is, Danielle's got it. Oh no. Yeah, you know, whatever your flicks are, and then start to speed them up into like a little shake, a little shaky dance. Oh yeah. Let the head shake and the arms shake. Just a little shake to get it all out before we stretch it just a little bit. And calm your shake down just a little bit, or keep shaking if you really like the shaking. Keep shaking. We support you. And I'm gonna take my little leg flick forward, right foot forward, then back, and I lunge. Yes. You can set your knee down in this lunge here. You can stay up. It's up to you. If you want fancy arms, they can stay up. I don't want fancy arms. My body doesn't want fancy arms.
Not today.
It sure doesn't.
No, week 6.
And then take both hands down. You can turn the front leg out. Find a little bit deeper of a stretch. What's this one? I don't know.
Deep lunge.
Deep lunge. I'm not a yoga.
You know, the terms, it's okay. Just call things whatever you want.
I don't remember words. I don't even remember people's names half the time. I don't know who I am. I know. And like we did earlier, we'll spiral open the chest. Right fingertips towards the ceiling. And switch. Now I'm spiraling towards my leg. Woo! Yeah, that's a twist.
That's nice.
And step the other foot back to a plank. We'll only be here for a hot minute.
Not like an actual minute.
Walk the feet into the hands. Drop the back of the pelvis. Roll up. Same thing with the left leg. I'll flip front, back, and lunge. Yeah, if your lunge is really small, really big, really long, those are all great lunges. I see you.
It's just important to stretch your hamstrings and quads.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because
No matter how
you
deep.
know, I ain't been doing it. I've been sitting a lot. Woo! And then take both hands down. You can turn the front leg out. Woo! And we'll spiral open away from the knee. This one's hard, but that's good.
It's good for you.
And back down. Keep breathing. Switch the other way. Ooh.
Much nicer.
Yeah. And back down. Step back to that plank. You can hold this a little longer if you want to. I'm not going to. Feet walking to the hands. Drop the back of the pelvis. Roll up. Take a little roll on all the joints. Starting with rolling the neck. Interrolling the shoulders. Front and back, side to side. Rolling the wrists and the fingers out. Ribs are not a joint, but roll your ribs. It's okay. Ribs have things. And then into the pelvis. rolling the hips around. And if you want a little longer in any of these places, take that moment to indulge. If you're really feeling your shoulders like broken, then, you know, have a moment there. Into the knees, and the ankles and the toes. We're gonna take about 30 seconds here. See how much you can roll. Can you roll your fingers and your head and your knees and your ankles and your hips and notice them all? Can you roll your shoulders and your head and still notice what your fingers and toes are doing? I don't know, can you? I can try. We can all try. About 10 more seconds for your roly-poly rolly dance. Ooh, and let that circle come to a flat line. Here it is. I don't know. I'm trying to be a teacher. Okay, what time is it?
It is 11:17.
Okay, perfect. To end our warm-up, we're going to do a little phrase that will sort of continue this idea that we've been working on for a couple weeks now, with this idea of layering and this idea of space, and now incorporating this idea of patterning. So there will be different levels of this, and you're always feel free to go back to the base level, which is really just the feet, and then once we get to the arms, you can always go back to just the arms. But basically all I'm doing is coming through a little undercurve, and I'm reaching my toe out, sort of lifting my ankle. And so we'll go slow first. So we'll go down, touch, down, touch, down, touch, down, touch. And I'm really just reaching my foot across. Touch. I always get off tempo with this.
Luckily, we have a live musician who can respond to us.
Thank you. Ba. Huh? Level 1, really nice.
Should we be flexing, pointing, relaxing?
Yeah, so I'm definitely not pointing. It's not like but I'm sort of extending. I'm being really sort of precise. So good question. But I'm just sort of being really precise about getting to the reach, down, reach.
So
but I'm not
through the toes.
Yeah, but it's not a stop. Because if later when we get here, if you think about stopping this energy, we'll be in a weird place. So now we'll incorporate the arms. So sort of how we did earlier, cross lateral. The right arm will go to the left leg. And we're just tapping the heels at first. Tap, heel, 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 heel. And already starting here, see if you can start to find this idea of a figure 8, that it continues, boom, over, over, over. Yeah, boom. So it should feel like chill, sort of like a groove. And then the hands will go heels first, then hips, tap, tap, then ribs, tap, tap, then shoulders, tap, tap, then wrists, tap, tap, then ears, tap, tap, back to wrists, tap, tap, shoulders, shoulders, ribs, ribs, hips, hips, ankles for heels, 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 ribs, hips, ribs. I'm bad with the words in English. Shoulders, shoulders, wrist, wrist, head, head, wrist, wrist. And try to find that flow. So there's this figure 8 always going over, under, challenge is, right, how do we layer, being really precise when we're touching in the body and really being on beat, and also finding a figure 8, shoulders, yeah. And you'll notice there's like, you may start to feel like your head is like leading you, or your arms are really like finding big circles. Those are all great options. Boom, 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 boom. And if you get off, it's great. You know, I don't know which body part I'm supposed to be on right now. That's great.
I'll catch up, just say that.
Yeah, if you want to be really fancy, you could go behind, tap, behind, ribs, behind.
Oh.
I don't know how you do shoulders
I
behind.
haven't practiced that one yet.
I don't know.
Hey.
This is supposed to go around the head, you know. And so like, you know, like we do, if you get lost, just come back to level 1 and then see how you can layer on top of that. So those are option 1 arms, that's level 2 is option 1 arms. So,
Option 1, feet.
yeah, option 1 feet, option 2 feet and tapping body parts. Yeah, with a little figure 8. So now we'll break down the next arms, which is an over-under. Yes, so we'll do the arms with the legs, but only 1 arm at a time. We'll do that first.
Yes, please.
I was like wondering how we could break down. So again, it's cross lateral. So when my foot goes, my hand goes over, under. So I go over the foot, under the heel, back up. Boom, boom. Over, under. And you can either bring your heel up higher or bend your knee more, whatever you need to do to like get into that. You can stretch your shoulders forward, just making that circle around the foot. Boom, boom, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. So now I'm still layering this idea of like being on beat, finding the figure 8, but now the hand is doing a really weird spatial thing instead of a body thing, and your hip creases are really working out.
Oh, yeah.
And then so also with that, right? This is yes. So I can take my hand behind, under, over. So it's technically this, I think. Maybe it's that. Here it is. Yes, this is also an option. Yes, you can do the other foot, or the other foot. You can do the other arm, or this one. You can do just these arms together. So when one goes over, under at the bottom, the other one goes under, over the back. And they cross in the middle. And they go around and cross. Around and cross. It's figure 8. And if you want to put that with the feet, it looks like, no promises here. It looks like this. Woo! This is the mind trick.
Or you can do it just standing.
Yeah. Or you can go back to your tap.
Yeah, just like
Tap. You could just do 1 arm, head, foot. You can do foot, then head, then foot, then head.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Choices.
So we're just gonna take like a minute and a half with this music, with this pattern. You choose whatever level you want, and you can change, you can repeat, right? Level 1 is just the foot, so you can just get that little workout there, or you can start to add the arms. You know, whatever you want to do, we're gonna play around with some stuff. Here we go, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. If you just want to do arms, hands to shoulders over and over again, that's great. You You could also slow down. Down, reach, down, reach, down, reach, down. Reach, you go. Tap, 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 tap. Ooh, 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 ooh. So it's up to you. Incorporate the figure 8 if you want. And let it sort of start to explore this patterning, this layering. And wherever you feel comfortable, wherever you feel like you have it, that's great. If you want to push what's happening, if you want to try the figure 8 even though you feel like your body is confused, it's okay.
It's worth trying.
It's worth trying. You'll get it eventually, I promise. About 30 more seconds. You can tap, you can go slow, you can take this tap into a turn. You can take the reach into a melt. You could take overhand back into another overhand. You could do anything you want. Always just come back to the tap, reach down if you're lost. Maybe you want to reset. About 15 more seconds to explore this here. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Last 8, let's all come back to this reach down, reach down, reach down, reach. And let it slowly go away. Woo! Yeah!
That feels nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good, like the moments where you get it, and you're like, ah! Yeah. How's everybody feeling? Y'all warm? Hope y'all are warm. I'm gonna get some water. Sound off in the comments with any questions, comments, concerns, words of affirmation, prayer requests you have so far.
But get a drink of water, dab off the sweat, or leave the sweat on, whatever you prefer.
So for the next 10-ish minutes, we're going to continue to take a little bit of an improv exploration. So last week, if you were with us or if you weren't, we did this exercise called emotional body parts. So it was all about imbuing an emotion to a part of your body and then seeing how that would change your movement, right? If I had lazy wrists or if I had excited wrist or crazy hand, I don't know. So we're gonna take that same sort of idea and now we're gonna focus on this idea of power or control. So this is sort of something that we're researching for our next DGDG project, and also something I think is really interesting to talk about right now because I feel like a lot of us feel like we've lost the power in our body and lost the power in our lives. And I want to take a moment to sort of reclaim that and not so much focusing on body, but now again refocusing on how we feel as humans and how that affects whatever our practices are. I think that's really important to dance theater and to art in general. So this might feel a little bit like emotional body parts because we're also going to experiment with this idea of isolation and then layering and how we gain control or power of our body through either having control of all of these tasks or not having control and releasing control of not being able to layer. So we'll just start really easy at the top of the head and just letting your head move in a way that feels powerful. For my dancers that might look a little different than my non-dancers, for my actors that might look a little different from my non-actors. But if you wanted people to be like, wow, that person has a powerful head, what would you do? Thinking about what gives you power in your head is the idea of largeness, powerful, smallness, powerful, sharpness, powerful. Are there gestures that you can do with your head that notate power? Maybe that's your nose up in the air or a nod of your head. now we'll do what we call a dancer world, set it and forget it. So allow your head to stay powerful. Say, head, you are powerful, you'll stay powerful, and we'll move on. And I'm gonna move on to sort of my chest, shoulders, and arms. So this is sort of top part of my body, moving in a way that feels powerful. And my head's still powerful on top of this. I'm just not worried about her because I know she has the power to do it on her own. I have powerful shoulders and elbows and wrists and fingers. And maybe you get your power from being really slow and precise, or fast and sloppy. Or maybe you get your power from being still. And take all this power coursing through the wrists, the fingers, the shoulders, the elbows, and take it just into your right hand. Can your right hand be just as powerful as your whole upper body was? Can you isolate that power to just your hand and your head? Your head's still powerful. Asking yourself the question as you move through this, do you get power from control or release? Do you get power from control or release? We're going to set that and forget it. My right hand is really powerful, my head is really powerful, and I'm going to move into my pelvis. And I'm going to move my pelvis in a way that feels powerful. The thing that's a lot different from this than last week is I'm not trying to be super specific to one word. I'm not trying to delineate the difference between timid and scared, not trying to find the difference between anxious and terrified. The power to me in the pelvis feels seductive and sexy and sharp and aloof. I can do all of those. In fact, I should do all of those. So while I'm isolating a body part, I'm no longer isolating the feeling, and I'm noticing all the feelings that I feel. So when we're layering, the real challenge is not, can I do all of the things? Your body can move in lots and lots of ways, all at the same time. The challenge is, can I notice everything that's moving? Can I notice? And then can I have control of everything? Can I notice all the feelings that are coming up for powerful? And then can I use all those feelings? Remembering that your head and your right hand are still powerful. See if you can isolate all the power in your pelvis to just your right hip. So now it's just my right hip, my right hand, and my head that's powerful. And everything else is just there. And again, maybe in my hip, sexiness feels powerful. In my hand, aloofness feels powerful. In my head, maybe it's not even a feeling, but a gesture or a space that feels powerful in my head. And I can feel all these and do all of these at the same time. Can I notice them all? Can I be in control of them all? And we'll set and forget the hip and move into the legs, the knees, the ankles, the toes. And what feels powerful here? Maybe in your legs, it's different from the rest of your body. The speed can be different, the space can be different, the shape can be different, the energy can be different. Can you notice the differences challenge is not doing, it's knowing, and then exercising control. And start to notice, what is it that feels powerful in your legs? You can name it for yourself. Speak it out loud if you want. And just notice the differences. For my legs, a fastness, a sharpness, a clearness feels powerful in my hips. Seductiveness feels powerful in my hands. Nothingness feels powerful in my head. Just being lifted feels powerful. Can I do all of those at once? Can I lift and be nothing, and be seductive, and be sharp? Again, take a little recollection of what all these feelings are. Are you sharp and sexy and seductive and mean and sad? Is that all powerful for you? And then isolate all those feelings first in the head. So now my head is all of those feelings. Things that didn't originally feel powerful in the head now have to. How do I make my head feel as seductive and sexy as my pelvis was, so that I feel that power from the pelvis now isolated in my head? How do I feel the sharpness of my legs isolated in my head? And noticing when your body reacts. If your shoulders do something, don't be mad at your body. Just notice when my shoulders want to do something there. And moving on to the right hand. Again, those same feelings, all the things that were powerful, that might not have been powerful in the right hand, or might have not been powerful in the arm. And notice which ones feel strong here. I didn't feel like I could be sexy with my head, but for some reason I have sexy hands. Ooh, yes. And moving down to the right hip. Again, all those feelings that were isolated, now layering them in just the right side of our hip. See which ones are strongest. See if you can make the emotion that came from the hip, or the feeling that came from the hip, not the strongest. See if you can remember what the head felt like and the hip. Remember what the legs felt like. Remember them all, do them all. And moving down to the legs. Again, noticing what you were feeling in the other body parts, layering them all in just the lower body, just the legs. If you want, you can try it just in the ankle. How can the ankle be powerful? Something that's so small. How can the back of my knee, something we so rarely think about, be powerful? About a minute here, and now free this up into the rest of your body. Take a 1 minute power dance, like a power nap, but the opposite. And whatever feels powerful in your body, notice new emotions, the same feelings, the same tactics to feel the power in your body. And if you don't feel it, if you don't feel powerful, fake it.
That's okay.
That's okay. Sometimes we don't feel powerful. See if you can find that for yourself. See if you can tell your body, I will be powerful. And it's through a sexy pelvis. And again, power might be stillness. Power might be a gesture. It might be a middle finger. I'm not going to show one right now because the kids, but that could be powerful for you. Power could be very slow, very fast. And one more time, about 20 more seconds here. Ask yourself, do you feel power from control or release? Do you feel power from control or release? And whenever you're ready, find an ending and sit in the power of that ending. I'm sweating again. Yeah. How's that feeling, everybody? How's everyone doing? A little check-in. Oh.
We'll say
We've got
hello.
muscle memory. What's up?
Hi.
We got Devin. Kiara. Ah. I'm gonna grab some water again. I'm very dry mouth.
It's a hot day today.
Yeah.
So, oh, good. Glad you liked it. Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we were exploring this concept of power through control and release, and expanding upon this idea of emotional body parts that we worked with last week. And within that exercise that we just did, it's another useful method of an interpersonal conversation with yourself that will eventually be able to be communicated to an audience, because you internally are starting to understand, one, how your body connects, but also how your body personifies energy and emotion, which as a storyteller is one of the greatest concepts that you want to put inside of your container to be able to access whenever you want.
Yes. Wow, you're smart.
You know.
Yeah.
I read a lot of books.
I can't read. Wasn't a joke?
So we have about 15 minutes left. Oh, you will read some comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let us scroll back up so we can follow. Yes, power exists on a spectrum. 100%. Aw, you're welcome, Chris. Yeah, it does. It is really nice to pay attention to those waves and take the time to acknowledge them, because we don't usually do that a lot.
Yeah. I think what's really great about sort of exploring it in different body parts is it's really easy to be like, as a whole, I don't feel powerful, or like, I don't feel good. Sometimes when I'm dancing, I'm like, I don't feel good, I don't feel like a dancer. And then like, if I can just be like, oh, well, I can move my leg, and I'm like, oh, I can move, oh, I'm a dancer again. Right? So like, being like, oh, my head doesn't feel powerful, my hand doesn't feel powerful. And then, you know, maybe you get to the pelvis. For me, I was like, oh yeah, that's where she is. And then being able to bring that wave across the whole body is like really good practice.
Yeah, and a lot of times as dancers or movers, actors, singers, anything, you don't get a lot of time in class or in your training to take that time for self-exploration. And so a lot of that has to come like within your own personal practice, but sometimes also that gets pushed aside because you have all these other challenges, obstacles, and responsibilities. And so I think what Colby and I really want to focus on with you guys in this class, in this series of classes, is really developing a personal practice mission for yourself. And we just wanted to give tools in which you can apply those at any time that you need them, just to build yourself as an artist, but also just, you know, as a person, and taking time for yourself, you know, self-care, right? Hashtag self-care. that we forget about a lot. And one of those things is reminding yourself that you are a dancer no matter what your training level of experience, any of that.
Yes.
Everybody is a mover, and there is no right or wrong way to dance. Anything you do is perfect.
Yeah. I made a new sort of phrase, if you want to call it that. Again, sort of in the vein, like the first one we were working on, it's not like triple pirouette into a front aerial. So it is sort of simple movements or gestures, and then we're gonna layer on this idea of power, control and release, layering, and isolation. So we start with just a step forward onto the right leg, and it's just a step forward. And then repeat that a few times. If there's a way that you want to do that step that makes you feel more powerful, maybe you want to really exercise control over that step, that's all up to you. We'll have time, so this will be pretty quick to learn, and then we'll have time to sort of explore it. So you can take this thing that we made together and make it your own, so then you have a piece of the puzzle that we make together. So we start with a step forward onto the right foot. And then I'm going to slide my right foot back. So now I'm in like a little lunge, my left leg forward. So again, I step, slide, lunge. I'm going to bring the right knee up. I step out to the side, right arm comes over. Then I come back to the middle. Yes, forward, slide back. Then I come up, step out, and over. One more time, forward, slide back, knee up, step out, arm over. And then we come back to the middle. We do the same thing on the left side. Forward, slide back, knee up, step out, arm over. One more time. Forward, slide back, step up, step out, and over. That's the first half. The second half we'll do on the right side and left side again. The reason why I wanted to break this down on the right side and the left side, with this idea of power, right, or things that feel powerful or feel in control, I was experimenting from angles. So for me, sometimes on the right side I feel really good, and on the left side I feel not good. And if you're a dancer, you know when she goes, okay,
left side,
you're like,
and you all run away.
I know. Everyone's like, you can go first. You let the other girl go first. Right? So I want to do this on the right and left and sort of isolate those things. And then on top of that, you can layer these different feelings. But so we went front, slide, boom, over. We did the same thing left. Front, slide, up, and over. Then we do the right side. It's going to start out. So it's body half out. Right arm goes across. I pull under the, what is this? Hand. I pull under the hand goes behind my head, I go away from it, I contract, and then I take a little turn to the front. Right, so for you, that might look like foot behind, you could do like big drama leg. From here, you could walk. Right, so that's sort of experience your own turn to the front moment. Again, I take body half out, arm goes across, I pull under the hand, foot comes in, I go away from that, contract into that, and then come behind. Same thing on the left side. I go body half out, arm across, pull in, head under, go away from the hand, contract, and behind. And that's the whole thing. Right, so you could go through it very fast, very slow. I'm going to walk through each part again and then talk about how we're sort of going to continue to explore that. I think it's really important as any person, when someone gives you something to do, that you find how to do it for yourself. So we step forward, slide back, knee up, step out, arm over to the middle, forward, slide back, knee up, out, over, to the middle. Then I go body half out, arm across, under away, towards, behind. Body half out, across, under, away, contract, behind. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, baby. That's the whole thing.
We have like 8 minutes.
Perfect. Perfect. Right, I want to make sure I can give us time to explore that. So I'm going to walk through it again and talk about the different ways you can sort of manipulate it. Especially if you've been with us before, or if you haven't, I'll definitely talk us through that. But if you've been with us before and you remember something from dance twister or emotional body parts or the first week, things that you want to incorporate to sort of manipulate this phrase a little bit more to make it your own, make it your piece of the puzzle. Always experimenting again with that idea of control, release, layering, or isolation. So for me, I'm feeling the power in this step forward, is this idea of opening forward. So for me, pulling this chest out and sort of falling, releasing into this fall forward is what's going to feel good for me. It might not feel good for you, but you can try that. It's always good to try something. So I'm going to really release forward. Then as I pull back, I'm going to have lots of control in that way and drop. Yes. Release and control it. Then as I pull up, I'm going to be really soft, a little sexy here with the hip because that feels good for me. Arm over is very isolated, just the arm. For me, it feels powerful to just do my arm and the rest of the body can wait. And then I step together. Same thing. Now, what might have felt powerful on the right side might not feel powerful on the left side. For me, just like a very casual step on my left side, I don't know if it's about my hip, but for me, a very casual step and then a casual slide is what feels good on the left. This lift, extend. Yeah, ooh, I like that. Lift, extend. And so here I've even changed my head a little bit. I'm sort of reaching away, which is always an option. You can change the wrists, the focus, the fingers. Maybe this one's to do a little snake, a little rolling with the homies. Yes. I'm gonna move on to part two. English. So now the first one is a release out. For me, I really like this unfurling. Oh yeah. And then this dramatic sort of almost hinge across. A really quick under and a really dramatic I don't want that. And then what I think is really powerful is this curl of the fingers initiating my contraction, which then continues behind me. And then I finally get to release over. This is almost like a what you said? Hey. Yes. Now I'm going to try that again on my left side. It may feel a lot different. Again, I like this unfurling. This kind of like a contraction here on the left side. Boom. Boom. And then more of a gentle under and through. Contract is more sharp. And then maybe I want to try a leg. Nope. Don't like it. So it's always good to try something and not like it. Maybe I'll keep my leg lower. I like that. So again, I'm just going to walk you through the basic steps. Take this time, if you're just joining us, to explore these movements in your own way. Take a moment to like really practice what you like and don't like, what feels powerful and doesn't feel powerful. Again, we have a step forward, slide back, knee up, knee out, arm over. Repeat left side, step forward, slide back, knee up, step out, arm over. Part two, body half, arm across, pull under, push away, contract, behind. Left side, body half, arm across, pull under, push away, contract, behind. Yeah. Perfect. So hopefully you found the thing that feels really good, feels really powerful to you for each movement. Yes, see if you can notice as we're going through this now, notice the differences between the right and the left side, between the first and the second section, movement to movement. Notice what feelings you're feeling. And again, noticing where you're feeling the power from. Is it from control? Is it from release? Is it from reaching? Is it from stillness? Right, so we're gonna go through this. If you take a little longer or a little slower, that's great. This is not for us all to be together on count, but for us to be together in this practice of finding power in our bodies. And I'll be sort of talking through it as I go if you wanna link up with me or you wanna try what we're doing. But we'll do it like twice through and then we'll be done. Here we go. Step forward. Slide back. Knee up. Reach out. Arm over. Left side. Step forward. Slide back. Knee. Step out. Arm over. Part 2. Body half. Across. Towards. Away. Contract. Behind. Left side. Body half. Across. Pull towards. Away. Contract. Behind. We'll do it one last time. I won't talk you through it. Go at your own tempo. Let's use this to feel powerful together, even if we're not all in the same room. Last time.
We hope that you will take this power phrase and power technique that we worked on today into the rest of your weekend, into your next week. And then this will be available on our IGTV as well as our YouTube channel for you to return to at any time that you might need it. So we hope that you have a great rest of your day and that we will see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Oh, we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, love you, miss you.
Oh, we miss you too.
Hearts. Oh, hearts.